Today, we're going to tackle one of the biggest challenges in Vietnam's agriculture, post-harvest loss. But more importantly, we're going to look at how we can turn this billion-dollar problem into a really significant opportunity for profit and for taking your products global. Let's dive right in.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get a handle on just how big this problem is. Then we'll geek out a little on the science of why your produce is spoiling in the first place. From there, we'll introduce the VIVAFRESH technology, show you how it works every step of the way, and look at some real-world results. Finally, we'll talk about what this kind of partnership could really mean for your future.
All right, let's start with the elephant in the room. We're talking about the massive, hidden costs that are quietly draining profits from your supply chain before you even get a chance to sell. I'm sure this scene is painfully familiar to many of you. You pour months of hard work into growing beautiful, premium fruits like durian and mangoes, only to have their value just vanish while they're on the move. That journey from your farm to a global market, it's a constant race against the clock. And honestly, the clock wins way too often.
And the price tag for losing that race? It's absolutely staggering. We're talking about over $1 billion in losses every single year. Now, that's not just some line item on a budget. That is a massive anchor holding back the entire industry's potential for growth.
So what is actually causing all of this damage? Well, it really boils down to two invisible enemies that are working against you around the clock. Let's get into the science, because once you understand what you're up against, you can actually start to fight back.
Okay, enemy number one, microorganisms. Now, a lot of people think that just putting produce into cold storage is enough, but the reality is mold and bacteria are incredibly tough. They can, and they do, keep growing even in the cold, causing rot and a huge drop in quality.
And the second enemy, it's actually created by the fruit itself. It's called ethylene gas. Think of it as a natural ripening signal. But when that gas gets trapped inside a shipping container, it builds up and basically hits the fast forward button on the aging process. That's what leads to that mushy texture, the discoloration, and ultimately, spoilage.
And when you can't control these two enemies, the consequences are just brutal. You're looking at spoilage rates that can soar up to 40%. The quality of your produce when it arrives is a total gamble. You're facing costly delays at customs. All of this just chips away at your brand's reputation. And eventually, it can lock you out of the best, most profitable markets entirely.
But here's the good news. What if you could take out both of these threats at the same time? Let's switch gears and talk about the solution. This is where VIVAFRESH technology really is a game changer. So, here's the million-dollar question, or in this case, the billion-dollar question. How do you fight both microscopic organisms and a natural gas at the same time, and do it safely all the way from your farm to the final customer? The answer is high-purity chlorine dioxide, or ClO2. VIVAFRESH uses a special system to release this gas in a very controlled way inside your shipping containers. It literally seeks out and neutralizes the mold, the bacteria, and the ethylene gas, creating a protective bubble around your produce for the entire trip.
So let's break down the advantages here. First, you get powerful sterilization. We're talking 99.9% elimination of the stuff that causes decay. Second, it gets rid of that ethylene gas, which means you're slowing down ripening. But here's the most critical part. It does all of this with unmatched safety. It leaves zero chemical residue, which means it meets the toughest global standards, and it's recognized as A1 grade by organizations like the WHO, the FDA, and even NASA.
So we have this incredible technology, but how does it actually fit into your operations? Well, it's not just one product. It's a fully integrated system that protects your produce at every single stage.
So, the protection starts the second your fruit comes off the tree and into your cold storage facility. The KeySafer system is designed specifically for these environments. It creates and maintains that protective CO2 atmosphere, locking in that just-picked quality from day one.
And KeySafer is smart. It uses a two-step process. Right after harvest, it hits the produce with a high-concentration treatment. You can think of this like a deep cleaning that wipes out any existing bacteria or mold spores. Then, it switches to a low-concentration, continuous treatment for the long haul. This acts like a 24/7 bodyguard, preventing any new threats from growing and keeping ethylene levels near zero. It's a powerful 1-2 punch for freshness.
Now, once your produce is ready to ship, that protection travels with it. Our mobile solution, PharmaTalk, takes over. It's designed to maintain those perfect conditions you created in the warehouse for the entire journey, whether you're shipping a full container, a few pallets, or even just individual boxes.
And using it could not be easier. Seriously, you just place the PharmaDoc stick inside the container, give it a good bend to snap the little vial inside, and that's it. The pure CO2 gas is released, and it starts protecting your shipment immediately.
Okay, the science is cool, the system is seamless, but I know what you're thinking. Does it actually work in the real world? Let's talk about results, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters.
Take a look at this data from a trial with Thaiman Tong Durian, which is a perfect comparison for the Vietnamese market. The shipment without PharmaTalk, high ethylene, lots of mold. But the one with PharmaTalk, both were dramatically reduced. And the bottom line, an extra 10 to 16 days of freshness. Just think about what that extra time means for your shipping window, your market reach, and your negotiating power.
And now for the financial impact. This is incredible. A Korean strawberry exporter was having major quality issues. After they started using our solution, their export business didn't just improve, it exploded. This chart shows a 14-fold increase in their export volume and their revenue. That's the kind of transformation that happens when you can guarantee quality.
And don't just take it from me. Here's a quote from one of our partners, a Korean pear exporter. He highlights two huge wins. First, customer complaints and refund claims just disappeared, vanished. And second, and this is the really exciting part, they were able to start shipping to new countries further away, opening up entirely new, high-value markets.
So that brings us to our final point. We really want you to think of VivaFresh as more than just a product supplier. We see ourselves as a strategic partner, working alongside you to elevate the entire Made in Vietnam brand on the global stage.
You know, our whole mission is built around a simple idea, to make the world greener, cleaner, and fresher. We truly believe that by cutting down on waste and delivering better, safer food, we can help build a future that's more sustainable and more profitable for everyone.
So what's the big takeaway here? VivaFresh isn't just selling you equipment. We are offering to help you build a fundamental piece of your business infrastructure. This technology becomes the foundation for a stable, predictable, and much more profitable business model. It's about securing the future of your company. So the real question isn't just about saving your next shipment. It's about revolutionizing your entire business for all the years to come.